A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Opinion 2017. This is just one day after His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, amongst other NASA leaders, including Mombasa Governor Alhaji Ali Hassan Joho and Kilifi Governor Jaffa Amason Kingi, led Kenyans in a consultative forum in Kikambala, Kilifi County, as a preamble to the People's Assemblies, which are supposed to climax with the inauguration of His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga as the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. Congratulations to Harambee Stars. They won the Sekafa tournament yesterday, beating Zanzibar on post-match penalties. Patrick Matasi was the man of the match. Congratulations, Patrick Matasi. You did us proud. Perhaps if this happened before we had the HSC commendations, the head of state commendations, maybe Matasi would have been one of those.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, but again, we live in Githeri times. So.
Muside times.
Yeah, we live in Githeri times, so perhaps you'll not end up on that list, but congratulations. It's been a really, really long time since Harambee Stars brought any silverware home. Today, I am joined by two very brilliant ladies, and there's a very emotive issue that we are going to discuss amongst others. On my extreme left is May Namasaya, who's a student at Gota Institute. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Very good to see you. Welcome to Opinion 2017. And Nambafu.
Yes.
Nambafu is from where?
Nambafu is from Kitale.
Oh, from Kitale.
Yes.
That is Trans Nzoia.
Trans Nzoia County.
Trans Nzoia County.
Yes.
Very well. I have a friend there. He's the MP for Saboti. He's called Kalebamisi.
Okay.
The last time he was here, he was seated right where you're seated. So you never know. Maybe in the next 5 years.
I might take over.
Yeah, maybe in the next 5 years you might take over.
Yeah.
Ladies, karibuni sana.
Thank you.
We are going to have a look at the following one. There is a very disturbing report by the Human Rights Watch that does indicate that during the violence that followed the announcement of the 8th August presidential election, 65 women, 3 men and 3 children were sexually violated by police. This is according to Human Rights Watch. And the disturbing thing, it's not an issue. It ought to be an issue. We are going to be having a look at that. Kenya did lose one of the best brains it has ever had. This is Professor Calestous Juma, who was a long-serving scholar and academician at the Harvard University. And this is the first thing we are going to have a look at. Professor Calestous Juma was mentioned as one of the most influential people in the world, alongside Bill Gates, alongside Barack Obama, alongside Michelle Obama. One of the fields he specialized in was agriculture, biotechnology, human development. And before we get into that, before I get your reactions about Professor Calestous Juma, let's just have a clip that has a very short tribute of his life, and then we get into the reactions of that. Well, there you go, Professor Calestous Juma. May, you're a student. What's your take on that? Would such a brain survive in this environment of ours?
Personally, I don't think.
Right.
Because most of the writers, most of those scholars,
Right.
who, can I say, regime unfriendly or people who come out, speak facts about themselves,
Yes.
criticize the government, talk about the upcoming issues, I don't think if he'll survive. He would survive.
Yeah.
I actually don't think. He will be maybe held somewhere, amefichwa mahali, tortured, and
or probably just frustrated. Come to think about it, our lecturers in public universities are on strike right now. Somebody woke up one day and decided that they're going to be teaching on contract basis. You cannot learn for over 30 years to become a professor. And then somebody somewhere, just because you're a cabinet minister appointed by political patronage, now you decide. So all the lecturers are on strike. Going back, Professor Ali Mazrui, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, do you think such brains can flourish in Africa? And if not, it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. First and foremost, to the family of Professor,
Right.
I pass my sincere condolences to them. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Yes.
And when looking at this whole issue, first and foremost, there's a wise man who once said that if you don't know a road to somewhere, ask someone who's from there.
Right.
Such a professor has made up great minds in this world, not only in Kenya, not only in
global.
Harvard,
He's a global icon.
So he's really brought up a lot of people. He has really made up their mind. He has really, how do I say it, emulate them in that the person who joined Harvard and the person who left Harvard while Professor was still alive
Was a different person.
Was a different
He
person.
molded him.
But now when you come to Kenya,
right,
he won't be recognized actually, because once you air out your view in less than even an hour or even in less than a day, it is not recognized.
Well, we saw students being clobbered by, A students were being disciplined by D students at UON, including their teachers who are professors, doctors. So probably he would have suffered from one of those GSU officers who could clobber him while in class.
He won't be an exception.
Yeah, he won't be an exception.
They were going into different classes and clobbering those guys.
Well, it's very, very, very unfortunate. You can send your condolence messages. We'll read it out. It just seems to be Africa's Achilles heel. The best in our country cannot flourish here. I mean, look at Wanyama. He's flourishing at Tottenham Hotspur. What if he was here?
He'll just flourish in the field.
Yeah, and even our athletes, where they make their money is in London Marathon, New York Marathon, Boston Marathon. It's never here. It's probably something that we need to rethink. Our sincere condolences to the family. And I can only hope that in the fullness of time, other professors like Calestous Juma will come up. But it's one of a kind in an entire generation. Now let's go to the second bit of our discussion. The other day, Uhuru Kenyatta made remarks that he actually warned people against talking about secession and said, when you talk about secession, you're crossing the red line. And yesterday, he was answered by the NASA coalition leader, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, while in a consultative forum in Kikambala, Kilifi County. Let's just have a look at that clip.
Politics of exclusion, politics of discrimination, politics of deprivation is what is actually causing the problem to Project Kenya. And if you see grown-up people, governors, members of parliament, members of county assembly, when one region sit down and say we want to secede, it is not a laughing matter. It's a serious matter that cannot be dismissed by fear of warning that you have crossed a red line. This country does not belong to one individual. So as who does Uhuru Kenyatta warn Governor Joho and Governor Kingi that you have crossed the red line? Who is the red line? Who is drawing the red line? The red line can only be drawn collectively by the people of Kenya. You must address yourself the issues which the people are raising. If you see people raise those very fundamental questions, it means there is too much frustration. This is a result of frustration, as a result of deprivation, politics of it.
Very well. There you go. Before I get your reactions on that, Rachel Kimani, you're saying I'm not ashamed to support Raila because I'm so angry. A kid's bash in State House costs 150 million. Unga inapanda January. People are going to be retrenched next year. People are fighting one thing, the rich stealing from the poor. And if Raila will help, then liwalo. This government is too corrupt. Thank you, Rachel Kimani. Maggie Onyango, I'm resisting from Westlands. Thank you. Blissful Muslima, I celebrate you, Professor Juma. Well, we all do, and thank you for celebrating him. Ann, can you please try and bring in the people from Jubilee or other parties so that you can be able to know what they think about this? Do not kill me for my opinion. And I will not kill you for your opinion. Thank you. We have been trying. Most of them have been apprehensive, perhaps because this is NASA TV. But it's an open forum for us to engage, to agree, or agree to disagree honorably.
Yes.
Very well. Uhuru Kenyatta, you've crossed the red line. Raila Odinga, who are you? Who is Uhuru Kenyatta to tell us what to think and what not to think? What's your take?
I personally think that if someone wants to exclude him or herself,
Yeah.
that's a personal decision.
Right.
You can't force yourself on people.
Yes.
Kama punda imechoka, imechoka.
Imechoka.
Yeah.
My dear.
Wow. You know, at this point, when you just look at the way Kenya was and how it is now and the direction it's going to,
Right.
it's really sad. Because as Rachel has said,
Yes.
unga inapanda January.
Oh, it is.
The bash, I don't know, Christmas or whatever bash, it costs a lot of money.
Well, I saw people playing games that I see on Ben 10 and Sijaita to Ben 10.
So, actually, just as Maya has said, I support her on that.
Yeah.
If someone wants to say, I want this water, I want to drink water, and he or she has decided, I will drink that water. You know, you won't force him to drink wine.
Right.
He or she will drink the water.
You have a right to your opinion.
You have, the Constitution says that we have our right to opinion. We have a freedom to speech. So we have to air out our views so that the government, during nominations, during campaigns, they say, you know, we want to be close to Kenyans, we want to help Kenyans. So they need to listen to our voice.
But let me ask you, Maya, do you feel included? Because Raila did mention that exclusivity is a thorn in the flesh. Because some people don't feel Kenyan. A lot of people don't see a reason why they should be called Kenyan. A small group of people appear to be having the entire pie. At a personal level, do you feel included? If so, how?
No, I don't feel included.
Right.
Yeah, I actually don't feel included because like one of the things which make me not feel included,
Yes.
it's about tribalism. I can be having my papers, I can be going to offices looking for jobs, and just a nobody, should I say a nobody, or just a mere person having no papers just because he's called a blah blah blah, he's going to get a head on.
That politically correct tribe.
True.
Yeah.
Regime-friendly person.
Regime-friendly person. Okay,
Yeah.
I like your terminology. So,
Yeah.
am I a regime-friendly person?
No, you are not.
Is it because of my weight, my height, my skin color? What?
Not even
How
that.
will you know if I'm not
even
regime-friendly?
that. Definitely, you are not regime-friendly.
How? How do you know?
Let me just give a funny example.
Okay, please do.
Like one day we were seated somewhere,
Yeah.
and then people were talking, and then somebody said that, huyu mtu hii mapua yake si ya kwetu. Huyu ni Jaluo, huyu ni Luya. So you are like, what has your nose got to do with your...
Well, I think we're about to go for a break. I'll take a good look in the mirror on my nose. Well, I didn't know you can use a nose to tell where someone comes from.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I hear you. People like this lady called Kabura had an opportunity to roam with billions in a sack.
Yes.
I mean, a hair salonist, a hairstylist, so to speak. I'm not demeaning people who do who are hairstylists. But she had billions to roam about with that she didn't even know where it came from. And her boss is now a governor, but that's a story for another day. Just that we wrap this whole issue about, what do you think about secession yourself? Does it elicit fear in you? Does it elicit hope? There are a lot of people who say that secession will bring chaos, and I think that is what Uhuru is trying to allude to. Some people feel this is the solution we are waiting for. If we're in a cruel marriage and it's not working, perhaps it's better everybody went their way. What's your feeling about secession?
Secession will it's bringing hope, or will bring hope, according to my perspective.
Right.
Because so many views have been aired out there. Lack of money in the county, lack of jobs, high living standards. So with secession, that division, people who will be on the other side or this other side, the people who will be suffering, will get hope. Because the person who's after secession is looking at these problems.
Is the person wearing the shoe?
Exactly. He's the person who
Just to
feels
add a point
the pain
on that.
on it.
I personally go for secession. You know why? Because places like Coast in Kenya, we can see Coast is like, it really generates a lot of income to Kenya, the tourist attraction sites. And
Right.
But even if it comes to government, why can the government at least appoint some top leaders in the Coast to represent them at the national level? That just...
So probably they get a lot of money into the economy, and it does not go back to them.
But they have to be recognized, so they feel excluded. That's why they've been pushing for this thing since time immemorial.
Okay, I hear you. We have to go for a quick break. When we come back, there's a picture I'm going to share. There's a school called Pembroke, and there's a school called Marsabit School. We'll get into the details of that after the break. Don't go away. Doing this job is not for the faint-hearted. It takes dedication, courage, and strength. We endure all kinds of challenges.
Hiyo ndio sababu mimi natoa shukrani kwenu kabisa.
Yabadilika. Doing this job. Okay, thank you for joining us once again. This is Opinion 2017. We're just from a quick break. Tina, you're saying, Steamer ya 1K can't last for 2 weeks. We are tired. Come to think about it. This whole token thing, I'm going to be talking about it in the course of the week. I think Tina is just alluding to the high cost of living. Now, there was a school that visited Uhuru called Pembroke International. It's somewhere around Gilgil. I hear there are more helicopter landing pads than parking spaces for vehicles in that school. Then there was Marsabit School. All these are at the elementary level, primary schools that did visit Uhuru. I want you to have a very good look at the clip, at how the reception was. On one side, red carpet, nicely arranged red seats to match with the carpet. I think I've seen a clip of a child actually seated on Uhuru's chair in the boardroom. And the other one of Marsabit School, totally different. Take a look. Well, there you go. Ladies, May. Pembroke, you seem to have some background with that school. Are you an alumni?
No. I'm not an alumni of that school.
Okay. What's your history with that school?
I got to school in Gilgil.
Okay.
So I think, should I say I think? So I had a chance to know more about the school.
Ah, great. What type of school is it?
Can I say it's an international school in a national school or what?
Okay.
It's not a group of schools.
It's not a group. It's not in our normal league.
No, it's not in a normal league.
What's your take? I mean, was it deliberate? Is it just who we are? Is it just this syndrome that, is it the white man syndrome at play?
Yeah, it might be. Because, like, seriously, how can a...
Well, I saw some kids quoting, and some were comfortably seated.
Seated.
They looked like peers, like little presidents.
in their own country?
Yeah, they looked like little presidents with...
I think that's a joke. Because, seriously, the children from Marsabit, they ought to be given a higher reception. They're the ones who are supposed to be seated on these chairs.
But they're from Marsabit.
But this
That's
is
the
their
point.
place. This is their place. How can someone just come from Washington or wherever and
Look.
come and overtake?
I mean,
It's not adding. It's not making sense. It's like you telling me that in your family, today you want to eat ugali and skuma, then somewhere just from nowhere, where even your parents don't know, then he comes and says, hey, huyu achapikiwe kuku, huyu acha-" That it doesn't work that way.
well, probably there's an image we were trying to catch. I don't know. What's your take?
I think, not even I think, we're just sailing in the same boat with Maya. Because actually, this is mental slavery. In your own country, okay, if I'm in those shoes of the Marsabit children, I would have felt nice. Because I have gone to State House, I've met the president, I feel nice.
Well,
but us in the public,
probably just coming to Nairobi is good enough for them.
Coming to Nairobi, and when you were still young, like personally I schooled in Kitale, so when we came to Nairobi during school trips, it was a big thing. So with these children, it was a big thing for them. But now us in the public, we see the difference between the Pembroke,
the preferential treatment,
and the Marsabit kids.
Did we really get independence? I think that's a question that comes into mind. We are pretty much in those chains. We can't even treat ourselves well.
I think other countries know we got independence, but us, we are the ones wearing the shoes.
Very well. Musa Chekai, as Chekai Musa, Ward Nakumicha, I don't feel represented in this government. I don't feel part of this country. Raila Molodinga is my president. Thank you, Musa. Frederico Mondi asking, why did they name him Calestous? I've never heard of that name before. Well, I also had never heard of that name before. We can't be in a position to answer that question. Very well. Now, let's go to the main issue this day. And that's why it's important for us to have two ladies. As a man, I'm feeling really bad that I don't think the women of this country, the leadership of the women of this country, the NGOs that deal with women in this country are taking women issues seriously enough. This is a quick summary of a report by Human Rights Watch. During the violence that followed the announcement of August 8th presidential election results, 65 women, 3 men, 3 children were sexually violated by police. Underline. According to Human Rights Watch, after months of suffering in silence, some women shared their harrowing tales. This is what one of the women said. They say that it was sad that the very people entrusted the mandate to protect city residents, their property, turned to be their worst nightmare. The police were saying, quote, come out now and throw stones. I had women crying, don't rape me. 3 came to my house, beat me, and raped me. Josephine Anyango, this is a pseudonym, it's not a real name, told Metropolitan. She continued, it was a Saturday after Uhuru was announced the winner. There were gunshots all over, tear gas filled the air. They broke the gate to our plot. There were men dressed in uniform, jungle green with brown spots. They randomly beat people. Men were crying like children in our plot. That's just part of it. 65 women raped. And my problem is, it does not seem to be an issue. There was a time in this country where the Deputy Chief Justice pinched a security guard, pinched the nose of a security guard at the village market. That was Nancy Baraza. I think the lady's name was Kerubo. And it costed her her job. There was a time a lady was molested by Matatu touts. There were demonstrations. My dress, my choice. Actually, let's have a look at the demonstrations of my dress, my choice. And I'm just wondering, why is 65 women raped by police not a crisis? Take a look.
We raised you. Yes. Majority of Kenyan women are single mothers. Yes. And they raise you and you become men of substance. But you have let us down. It doesn't matter that you don't have an education. We are going to educate you. You cannot strip a woman nude. Yes. Indecent dressing is not a defense in rape or sexual assault. Yes. So please, grow up.
There you go. My dress.
My choice.
Well, I mean, it's something that was even carried into political rallies. It became a household tagline. So I am asking, where are the women today? Where is FIDA? Where is FAWE? Where is the women lead? Where is even the ordinary women? Just even to talk about it. Maya, my dress, my choice. Why is this rape not a crisis? Is it the case of women being their own worst enemies? Does it not matter perhaps because these women are from NASA zones?
Maybe. But I think this issue of rape, it has not come out so how? It has not come out so, like, people are not yet, you know, maybe when someone is raped, that person tends to exclude herself from people because she fears stigmatization, and most of these cases, they are not reported. They're investigated.
No. Maybe you're beginning to sound like police spokesman.
No, I'm not. Because actually, no, it's true, Baggy. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Because you see, most of these cases, yes, they're reported, but nothing is done.
Yes, nothing is done, and that's where the problem is. But my problem is, you who was not raped ought to speak on behalf of those who were raped. When all these women were on the streets, they were not molested by those touts. It was just one woman who was molested, and the entire women folk and men, actually. I saw activists like Boniface Mwangi there, and many others, people, media personalities joined. Let me tell you, I was just playing graphically in my mind the process. This is a cop who has come. This is not you and your husband in your privacy of your bedroom. A cop has come, knocks your door down. Probably is a cop who's been in Marsabit, in Manyani, in the remotest parts of Kenya, who has all sorts of STIs with him, knocks down your door, your kid is there, beats up your husband, does his thing, leaves you with HIV, with STI, perhaps you're even pregnant. That is gross enough. I mean, what do we want videos of these women, these cops in action to start?
My question, who are you going to report to?
No, forget about the reporting. This report is out, but I'm just not seeing reaction from women. That is my problem. You guys, it's like Man U beat Arsenal and we can wait for next season.
Okay, starting from the top, I think our women leaders must come out and speak.
True, I agree.
They should come out and talk. Just like Pasaris did the other time,
Yes.
she should come out this time and talk and say, hey guys, it's this and this, even if it's another demonstration,
That's
let's
what,
go.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Why are women not angry about this? Are you angry about it?
Is there another word which is more than angry?
Well, perhaps.
Frustrated or bitter or
Yes.
over hot-tempered or something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you are raped, it is both physical and psychological.
Right.
And it's more than physical, because physical, you'll be healed, but it will still remain in your mind.
Right.
You will still be traumatized, and you won't even move on. You might find like a certain lady, according to the report,
Yeah.
she said her husband abandoned her before the rape happened. But after, again, the husband realized that she has been raped, he
just vanished.
He vanished in that he was offering child support for her 3 kids. When he learned that the lady was raped,
Now
it was the end of it all. So, for example, these cases, they happen in Kisumu, they happen in Nairobi, they happen in Western, whichever county. We need, first of all, where are those leaders? Where are those women leaders of that county? Nairobi, for example, during when His Excellency Raila came back, there was a woman who was raped along a city stadium. It was all over, but no one came out. Where is the women rape?
No, but my question is, okay, fine, we can say the women rape. But do you know how many women rapes we have in Kenya?
We have a lot.
47. We have members of parliament. We have nominated members of parliament. Actually, in the Senate, the people nominated are only women. You need to begin to thank the men of this country. I think we are very generous in terms of affirmative action. We have women even across the divide. I remember when Mungiki were being killed, Raila Odinga stood up and said, no, extrajudicial killing is wrong. My expectation is women across the political divide, we professionals, even village women ought to say, look, no, this is wrong. I mean, we see women, sorry, I'm using the word we, I'm not a woman, but women seem to have, to be comfortable with it.
Can we say these rapes are being politicized?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. It is rape, and by a police officer. That's a state officer earning from the public. Can you imagine if your own watch whom you pay your salary rapes you? That's what it is.
Yeah, but you see again, even if now that, let's say now it's made to the public that people have been raped from Bungoma, Nairobi, Kisumu.
Okay.
Now, can you expect a women rep or a woman leader from Nyeri to come out and say, hey, there was a person in Bungoma, there was a lady in Kisumu
I expect so. Do you know why? The woman rep of Nyeri and Kiambu County is not paid by the taxes of Kiambu County. It's paid by the taxes of Kenyans, including that woman in Busia, in Bungoma, or in a place perceived to be a NASA zone. Yeah, there's nothing like a Republic of Kiambu. We might have it after secession, maybe. But as of now, you are representing, you are a member of parliament. You are a representative of the people. Perhaps it has been to some extent, but I just don't feel like women find it to be an issue.
But also, at the same point, this, let me say the victims, the rape victims, like when I was going through the report, there's a certain lady who said when she was raped,
yes,
she threatened the police, I'm going to report you. The police had the guts to tell her, you cannot report a government to the government.
Whoa.
So the police know they are the government. So how will you report government to government? So what does the woman do? She will keep silent because she fears for her life. And if she has kids or family, she fears for them. So it's better she keeps quiet and just maintain her peace.
Let me just
read. She will suffer at the end. She will suffer throughout.
I'm just reading from this report. According to the report, many attacks were accompanied by torture and physical violence. One of the victims is saying she has turned to drinking. You have to drink to get some sleep. I used to take Piriton, but they gave me acidity. Now I drink alcohol. I just, as we wrap up, let me throw some spanner in the works. I feel the value of women has been diminished, so to speak,
So true.
I mean,
Yeah.
these women don't grab the headlines. We have some busybodies who bleach themselves and display some parts of their bodies. And they become talking points. Do you have to be a socialite if you're a woman in Kenya to grab attention?
No, you
Maya?
don't.
No,
No, you don't.
no.
A recap. Rape aside, just some times back when we had an issue, the time where Wakili all watch, and do you remember that thing? There was a lady honorable Kwamboka, something of that sort.
Yes, there was an issue
She
at the
was
Pan-Afri.
assaulted. Yeah,
Yes.
at the she was assaulted by a guy, and that
But
guy
it
was
was-
like, "Wewe mama." Can I use my vulgar language?
Okay, don't be vulgar, but just be true.
Yeah,
Don't be
okay,
vulgar.
let me quote. Let me quote what the guy said. That, wewe mama, serikali ni yetu, tutakutomba hapa. That guy went scot-free. No one went ahead and investigated about that guy.
So it's how we think of women. That's
how
us.
And so to say, I know that guy.
Oh.
But now you see, like, you can't take him. Where can you take him? Serikali ni yao. How can you do
They have
that?
already said the government.
That's
there,
the mentality
so-
that also the police have. I do this, you still come back to me for help. I won't do anything.
But back to the socialite issue. You come across to me as very bright, intelligent women, focused, so to speak. But does it mean that we have degraded women so much to the extent that if you're not doing something outrageous, like some of these socialites that I see on newspapers every other Friday and on talk shows, now they even give advice on relationship. Could you believe it? Is that what we've gotten our women to be, to appear in videos in skimpily dressed?
No, I think
You know,
we should, okay.
Oh, sorry. You know, according to what the public sees or something, when you look at videos, music, women are dressed in bikinis and all that. So they are portrayed as objects.
There you go. That's the word.
Let me say we, because
So when an object is raped, it's just an
generalize.
object, yeah.
They have been generalized, and once they have been portrayed as objects, or an object is to be used, and it's done.
Very well, we've got to wrap up. Time is not on our side. Maya, your closing remarks. And someone is just asking someone has just mentioned this whole thing of sponsor. But I think that's another debate for another day. And that's whole being an object that somebody else has got to kind of be a sponsor to you. But anyway, your closing remarks.
Okay. I like to say that all the women leaders should stand up and see what's happening and should speak and reach help to the people who are, to all the, let me not say women, because even men are being raped.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And these women
The
are
difference
people's
is just
daughters,
the
they're
number.
people's wives, they're people's sisters. So it affects.
Yeah, they
it
should
affects
come
all of
out
us.
and speak and try reaching out to the people and try and get their views. And at least let's see if those people who are doing that, they're being apprehended.
Very important. Very well. Closing remarks.
Okay, what I will say is that, you know, when a leader speaks, it's when we get the people whom he or she leads, it's when they get the courage and the strength also to support her. But we should also remember a leader is a person who should not take people where they want to be taken. Is a person who should take people where they're supposed to be, not where the people want to be taken.
Okay.
So what I can say to our women leaders, tafadhali na waomba, please come out and support women, because women are really suffering. And to the rape victims, I'm sorry for what happened, and my prayer is that God gives them strength. And God may enable them to overcome.
Very well. Thank you very much, ladies. May Namasaya and Sharon Nambafu. It's been a great discussion. Well, let's keep the victims of these very heinous acts in our prayers. I do hope that in the fullness of time, society will stand up for these victims and the perpetrators, who are most unfortunately police officers, shall face justice. Thank you for watching Opinion 2017. Goodbye.